Hello, good people. My name is Ademba Alans. So welcome to Kenyan Filtered, where the stories behind Kenyan headlines come to life. And of course, this is a weekly deep dive into Kenya's political landscape, uncovering stories, players, and key power struggle that shape the Kenya's future. So we are going to be having a lot of conversation. As I've said, my name is Ademba Alans, and my colleague
Jabir Mohammed. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity to discuss about the current issues in the country.
So, Jabir Mohammed, a lot has been happening in the Kenya political landscape, and we've seen a lot, especially the last 2 months. Leave alone the month that we had the demonstrations, the manamanos and all. For the past 2 months, tumekuwa a lot has been happening. And just to put some to highlight, we'll be discussing things like impeachment of deputy president, which has all happened. He has been impeached. And right now we have a new deputy president, that is Kindiki Kithure. Mlima
imeguzwa kweli.
And also we'll be talking about Raila's seat at the AU, the competition. How is the competition? Is it stiff? Atawina mataluz. So umejipanga. Hope umejipanga, my guy.
Nimejipanga vizuri sana.
And also we are at the most crucial time in the Kenyan politics, where the independence of different arms of the government is in question. So there's question about independence of the judiciary, independence of the legislature, and of course, competency of the executive. So those are some of the things that we'll be discussing. And also, we are going to be discussing the IEBC, the issue of IEBC. Currently, we are Kenya in IEBC, actually. Kenya in IEBC. And that's why unapata four of Kenya's constituency as in MPs, because there's nobody to conduct the by-elections.
Actually, it is not 4. I think it's more than 7.
More than 7?
Yes.
Okay, we'll be talking about those and many other stories. Nat musisau, we are also going to be talking about Baltasar Egonga, mgongaji mwenyewe. So we are also going to be talking about that. And we are also going to talk about the US elections and of course what is happening in Mozambique. But the agencies wa Mozambique sasa wameenda streets. So tukianza, Jabir Mohammed. Najua unapenda siasa. I want us to start with the impeachment of Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and the swearing in of Kindiki Kithure. What is your take?
I think, you see, according to my opinion, in as much as you say you can't go against your boss, Kindiki was never the best option.
Kindiki was never the best option?
Yes, according to my opinion.
Why?
If we go down memory lane and look at the legacies of the then CS for Interior, that is Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki, we can't record some positive achievement. It has just been abduction, extrajudicial killing, forceful disappearance, delay of passport, hiking of passport and visa fees.
Actually,
so it is like appointing someone who has a very bad reputation to be the second in command in a country like Kenya is something I would say it's not making sense.
I don't forget Saiku renew ID is 1,000, 1050 actually.
Just imagine from being, I think 200 to 100 Kenya shillings, then the price now being hiked to 1,050 bob.
But currently, umejua, in as much as people are against, or not people, as much as you are against the current DP, that is Kithure Kindiki. Remember that is the current deputy president.
Yeah,
don't forget that. He's the serving deputy president. Mlima iliguzwa, so the former, the impeached deputy president Rigathi Gachagua ako home sai. And also ikwa matter ya impeachment. You know, tukirudi, that is so Mlima iliguzwa, we have to talk about Mount Kenya, of course. So Mount Kenya was one of the regions that voted Ruto na
actually, according to a survey that was conducted by, I think, upon TIFA, 47% of the votes that the Kenya Kwanza administration got was from the people of Mlima, the Mount Kenya. Yes, Mount Kenya.
And right now, Mount Kenya is divided.
It is divided into Mount Kenya East and
Mount Kenya West.
Yeah,
There's no unity in that. So from that angle of Mount Kenya being divided into East and West, tell me, do you see it as being a vulnerable point for Deputy President, not actually the current executive, that is Ruto and Kindiki. Do you see it being that now that it is divided, they won't get that unity when it comes to voting in 2027?
You know, Ruto is a very wise man. You see, that guy is a very good man in terms of
Very
foreseeing things.
strategic.
You see, in as much as he has impeached the former deputy president, the truthful man, Mr. Rigathi Gachagua, is not going far away from the people of the mountain. He just appointed Kindiki as the immediate DP to replace Rigathi. So this is a form of sympathizing with the people of Murima to show them that in as much as we impeached Rigathi Gachagua, I didn't go far away from home. So I just decided to pick Kindiki as my DP, so that Kindiki will have a say. In as much as Kindiki is not that is not that much recognized as compared to Rigathi Gachagua, he will garner some votes for the president, maybe in the coming 2027 elections. Yes.
But remember, somebody can also argue that, yes, Kindiki is from Mount Kenya and Kindiki is actually from Tharaka. Somebody can argue that Tharaka is the smallest community when it comes to Mount Kenya region.
Yes.
Because people of Tharaka makes not less than 3% of the Mount Kenya population. So somebody can argue also in that angle that, yes, he's the current deputy president, but will he help in securing Mount Kenya votes, being that he comes from the smallest community? And right now, there is the element of betrayal. Now, we can argue that Kindiki has betrayed the mountain. First of all, the ouster of the former DP. Of course, everybody knows that. So there's that element of betrayal. Do you think that Kindiki will have a way of maneuvering around to unify these people to rally the votes toward Ruto comes 2027?
If you watched the reaction of people after Rigathi was ousted, actually, by the High Court, people are saying that Kindiki and Rigathi Gachagua are more or less the same people. There are people who are also arguing from the point of Rigathi should be in the front line, while Kindiki should be in the back line. So Rigathi Gachagua has a lot of influence as compared to Professor Kindiki. So, as I told you earlier, this is a tactic that is being used by the president to get sympathy votes in the year 2027. But it is up to the people of Murima to decide whether they will stick by Kindiki or form their own party, because, Deputy President, they impeached the immediate former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, will no longer hold any office for the coming 10 years. So it's up to the people of Murima to decide whether they can vote against the current administration or vote for them in the coming general election, that is in 2027.
Okay, I hear you on that. But also when it comes to strategy, I think Ruto is one of the best strategic people, best strategic politicians Kenya has ever had.
Yes.
Why am I saying this? Remember, we had Gen Z's demonstration or protest that is happened in June and some months before. So why am I saying this? Remember, that demonstration or protest led to Ruto dissolving the cabinets, all the cabinets in Kenya. And after dissolving that, he had to appoint some new cabinet secretaries. And he made sure that this cabinet secretary came from across Kenya. They were cabinet secretary from Mount Kenya. We have Oparanya, of course.
Oparanya from Mount Kenya.
Okay, Western Kenya. So we have Oparanya from Western Kenya.
Mbadi.
Then Nyanza, we have two of them. We have Mbadi and Opiyo Wandayi. Then we also have from Coast, of course, we have Joho. And so what I'm trying to say here is trying to find a way of making sure that Kenya is still united when it comes to voting for him in 2027. But one question that we have to ask ourselves, the western part of Kenya and the Nyanza part of Kenya never vote for somebody that is not from their region. This is where the question of tribal line comes in. When it comes to Nyanza people, lazima utasikia the stronghold of Raila, watu wa baba. That's where the terms baba come. Bedroom ya baba, that's where they come from. And we also have to talk about Raila's seat or Raila's competition. Raila's eyeing the AU seat. We also have to talk about that. So remember, Raila ameacha kama home, ameshafanya maneno yake. Ruto amemalizana na Gen Z protest and things like that. Raila amewacha kama some members of ODM wako kwa parliament, wako kwa government. Sasa wanaita how is it called, broad-based government. So what is your view on Raila's championship ama Raila's competition at the AU?
As Kenyans, we can't wish bad for the old mzee Raila Baba Odinga, but he has been a very what, if I may say, a very good person in terms of fighting for Kenya's democracy for the past maybe 20-24 years. But
he
really decided to tarnish his reputation by hijacking the Gen Z's demonstration.
Somebody may argue that is according to the Gen Zs only.
No, that's not. It is worldwide. You see, Raila decided to go in bed with the government.
But do you think that he's eligible to win the AU seat?
I don't think so.
Why not?
According to the past statistics, we have, I think we have like 30 or 34 Islamic states in Africa. And mind you, the competitor who is competing against Raila Omolo Odinga comes from Djibouti, an Islamic state.
So that is Mohamed Ali.
Yes. So an Islamic state going against their own, voting for someone, in as much as they share common bonds and boundaries, even in Eastern Africa, I think it's a very hard task for Raila Amolo Odinga.
So the religion card will come to play.
Yeah, definitely.
But remember, different people, they are pulling different cards when it comes to the chairmanship of the AU. I can see Musafaki is leaving, of course. But right now, Mohamed Ali Yusuf, the main point that is coming is that is the right person to unite Africa. First of all, he speaks Arabic, he speaks English, he speaks French. So that's one thing that is brought to the table. Then Raila has come with the fact that he's the most democratic person in Africa. So there's that advantage of him finding a way of uniting the entire Africa. So both of them, I can say they have a strong argument when it comes to that seat. And should Raila lose, what will happen?
I don't think Baba letting these Kenyan politics just go like that. We'll definitely find Baba on the ballot box in 2027.
Actually, yes, everything is possible in Kenya.
Yeah.
Because right now, Raila is a politician and is currently seeing the vulnerability that Ruto is facing.
But he decided to ride with the wave of Ruto instead of riding with the wave of Gen Zs. But remember, that is where he went wrong. I had someone, actually, I was talking to a friend of mine on X the other day, and he said, better the devil you know than the angel you don't. Raila has decided to be an angel all along. Yeah. And he's been someone who has been serving his own interest. So people are even saying Raila is worse than Ruto. So I don't think Raila will get sympathy from maybe the Gen Zs. You know, we're talking, our point in hand nowadays is the Gen Zs.
You know, the Gen Zs make the biggest percentage of the country right now. But remember, those people usually vote are the women. Gen Zs, I know they will be on the ballot 2027. The main reason will to take selfies. Nimepiga kura, of course, the way we did in Mandamanos.
But actually, taking selfies doesn't matter, provided you vote according to your mind, conscience, and
I'm trying to say
you
that
vote
is the
for the
main
right
motivation that will lead Gen Zs to go and vote. But remember, women vote in large numbers, and our elders. And don't forget, these people vote according to
tribal lines.
The tribal lines. Yeah. So, leaving that, we are going to be talking about IEBC. IEBC. Kenya right now, hatuna IEBC maze, hatuna IEBC. And the last time nilikuwa naangalia, we had, nataka kusomea tu, all the constituencies zenye hazina MPs. Some of them that I managed to found. Tuko na Magarini constituency, tuko na Ugunja constituency, tuko na Gwasi constituency, and the last one was actually those three are in the Banisa constituency. So these constituencies, actually four of them, four constituencies are serving without MPs.
Before you talk about that, you know, areas like Banisa, we lost, actually that is the area I usually vote personally. So we lost our MP back in the year 2023, around May. I think May, March.
Yes.
Until today.
But the main reason why you don't have an MP is because, you know, in last year, that is 2023 February is when the last serving three chair or the board member commissioners kwa IEBC ndio wakati wali resign. So I'm talking about watu kama Wafula Chebukati, there was Abdi Gulie, the other one alikuwa ndo nani, do you remember the name? Okay, but you know wakati walitoka akina Chererafo walitoka immediately after the elections when Ruto alikuwa announced the winner, unakumbuka? So imagine the IEBC is the body that's supposed to be vetting some of the biggest political seats in this Kenya. For example, tuanze na DP.
Yes, Kithure
they were supposed to vet that. Now ndio hii tutakuwa na tunaenda kutafuta the current CS for interior security. Hakuna IEBC. Na Ruto is just yet amua to a point, but because hii ni Kenya, everything itapitia parliament. So that brings us to the question, do you think that kuna kuanga na the executive arm of government ama any arm of government ilikuwa na something to do with the IEBC dissolvement?
Yeah, actually it's the executive. You see, it's like trying to tarnish the bad ways of Kenya Kwanza government entering into the government.
The government.
So you see, one thing that the president is afraid of to reconstitute the IEBC is that many of the members, the public actually, have voiced their anger towards the president and their members of parliament. So the president is in that phase of whether to reconstitute it now or reconstitute it maybe next year, because many of the members of parliament will be recalled. It is just seeking, I think it's 10,000 or 100 signatures.
Yeah.
And you are a member of parliament will be recalled. So the president, you know, he has bought the parliament, the Senate, so everything is being done in his favor. So the moment you reconstitute the IEBC, that is the oversight authority for elections, then Kenyans will decide to recall every member, because I just need 100,000 signature to recall or to reheld the election.
We saw that happening in the current impeachment of DP. Tulikuwa nawe Bomas, you saw what was happening.
Yes.
Just pesa kidogo, kila mtu atapiga kura.
Yes.
And that also brings us to, do you think that when it comes to nomination of the IEBC, when watakuwa, the 6 when watakaa mama, the number that atachagua kwanza, do you think atachagua to his advantage comes 2027? Because here in Kenya, and it's all about the game of interest. Do you think that atachagua to his interest?
Yeah, it's very obvious. That's a very obvious question. Obvious. Everyone wants to serve his or her own interest. So the president will look for people who will always serve his interest. And the reason, actually, I think that is one of the reasons behind the delay of reconstituting IEBC until today.
Okay, so tukitoka kwa hiyo tunaenda kwa some of the most critical thing that inafanyika sahi Kenya. Hatuna interior CS for interior security, like hatuna cabinet secretary for interior security.
We have the acting.
We have the acting, who is also the prime cabinet. That is Musalia Mudavadi. So, ikifika time ya kuchagua nomination, who do you think is more eligible to be nominated according to you? Because kumekuwa na speculation, of course tumekuwa na the likes of JUNET MOHAMED. Though JUNET MOHAMED came to light akasema that
he has distanced himself from the claims.
Distance himself from the claims. Anasema ako sawa parliament na napenda constituency yake. Tuko na Kimani Ichung'wah minority leader, majority leader. Pia alikuwa na speculations. He came out and akareaffirm yeye anapenda parliament and is standing with business. Are you interested kwa that?
But he'll be one of the first MPs to be shown the door come the year 2027.
It's okay, hatujafika hapo. But also remember, bado tuko na, is it Adendwale, the current CS for environment? And we also have the acting right now, when Musalia Mudavadi, because anaweza baki hapo. Because everybody in Kenya knows that, according to the constitution of Kenya, kuna kitu kama prime cabinet secretary. And now that ana hold the actual position, mbona si baki hapo?
Is acting in the capacity of the acting CS for Interior.
Yeah.
But you see, according to the history of Kenyan CS for Interior, we've been having some hard-talking individuals. We have someone like Matiangi.
Yeah.
We had someone like Olelenku. We had someone like Nkaiseri. Until we came to the Kenya
motivational speaker.
People were saying that he was talking with soprano. But you see, I think the perfect pick between those people you've just mentioned, I think Ruto may go with Musalia Mudavadi or Kimani Ichung'wah.
But Kimani Ichung'wah has distanced himself.
Those are just propagandas.
But there's something that
there's no one who can deny that's like the third most highest seat after that of Prime CS.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's something that also came up when it comes to the seat for Interior Cabinet Secretary. There's a MP from Homa Bay, Peter Kaluma, huyo ni Homa Bay town. Alikuja akasema that this seat should be given to Nyanza or the Luo. Actually alisema Luo. So and the main thing that was saying that anajaribu kufuata the fair share of public nominations according to the constitution. Government. So broad-based government. But remember hapa anajaribu kuleta the tribal line. Like nani ndiye alitoka tulete so this guy. But do you think that is according to Gen Zs, we don't want something that is going and the tribal line. Sisi tuko tunataka competency. Now this is all MP anakuja anasema that these guys should come from Luo. Actually, he used the term Luo. What was your take on that?
I will not be worried to see maybe the president appointing a Luo or even someone from the Nyanza region. Because we are at an era where there is no opposition. Someone who we ought to be our opposition leader, the self-proclaimed democratician, if I may say, Raila Odinga, has decided to sleep in bed with the government. So I may not even be worried to see even Otiendo Amolo to be the CS for Interior. Because this is the current wave, the political wave in the country is not... it is very volatile, if I may say. We can't predict today from tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay, tukitoka kwa the world of politics, I know politics makes the bigger percentage of Kenya, but tukitoka from the world of politics, sasa nataka tuingie other news, but kwanza tunaanza na the one and only, the lion, the champion, the conqueror. That is Antoine Baltazar Egonga actually. Egonga. So this man, Baltazar Egonga, the claims, is a politician from Equatorial Guinea, actually some of the biggest politicians from Equatorial Guinea. Now this guy has been involved in 400 sex scandals, and I just want to read to you some of the people in Patikana, like the people that he has managed to have sex with in the government. So first of all, mtu wa kwanza kupatikana kwa hii list ndio juu jamani beast, the wife of the attorney general. Hiyo ni wife of sasa hapa Githu Muigai angegongewa. So the wife of attorney general, the daughter of the general of police. Alafu sikia hii, the wife of the director of presidential security. Umesikia? Umegongea Sudi. His little brother's wife, his sister's 15 friends, and pastor's wife, wives of several ministers. Actually, so in kama cabinet secretaries.
If the God, actually that guy should be crowned the Ballon d'Or winner.
Bado listi jaisha. Uncle's pregnant wife. His uncle's pregnant wife. His bodyguard's wife. Among other women holding top position in the government. So this guy ameshikwa. Saya anateswa vibaya sana. And also staffs wengine. But also another important thing kwa hii scandal yake ni most of these sex zilikuwa zinakuwa taped on live camera, na most of them zinakuwa taped in kwa choo ama kwa ofisi yake.
And actually the women's the taping is being done with the consent
of the women.
Yes.
So that brings us to the question. Do you think was it money aspect, power aspect, ama ni nini ilikuwa inafanyika hapo? Because kama ni money, kumbuka watu kwa serikali.
Let me ask you, what led to the discovery of that sex tape?
Of course, he had some scandals, corruption.
Yes.
That's what led to that discovery. But sex sio corruption. Kugongewa ni constant. Mwenye Kenya tunasema. So K ni constant.
So what actually led to the guy convincing 400 women to sleep with him? Maybe he had his game was top notch. Ama the money aspect also, the power aspect.
Leverage.
But if you say, if you're telling me that you're bringing in the aspect of money, is the wife of an attorney general.
That's what I'm trying to ask. The wife to the director of presidential security.
So if you're telling me...
It's not about money.
Yes. Ama kona juju jamana atujui bwana.
Okay, so pia mimi naona maybe this guy had some leverage over these women. You know, when I have leverage over you, so that's my bargaining point. Nikisema ukisipofanya interleak something, That's my bargaining point.
Kind of manipulation.
Kind of manipulation. But ukiangalia the sex tapes, though miss jaona hata moja. I'm trying to find the link, by the way. Nione what is happening. Do you think that devalues our women? Because, okay, a man is involved. But remember this aspect, 400 women are involved.
In whose hands are we safe, man?
In whose hands are we safe? Ebang egonga. So I think that brings the aspect of the value of our women and how we take them objectifying our women and things like that. But I also want to, umejua this guy amegonga 400 women. Sindio? Kumbuka
and he has a very beautiful family, by the way, with 6 kids, a very beautiful wife.
So nilikuwa naangalia aspect, actually this I saw next. This guy amegonga 400 women na kwa mwaka tuko na 365 days. Inamaanisha kuna mtu aligongea mara 2 kwa siku. Damn.
Like I snack down 3 women. Maybe he can smack down 4 women in a day. You never know.
Hey. Okay, sawa. That brings us, tunataka tuongele one of the saddest story that has been happening in Kenya. Kuna hii femicide. I love the easily murders. Yeah, this guy. I know you have been following the story. Accusation of murder of Deka Gorane. So actually, the main suspect ni Hashim Degane. So the Hashim Degane is accused of murder of Deka Gorane. Deka Gorane, his body remains were discovered kwa Gedza Langata cemetery. So this is the current case. But prior to that, this Hashim alikuwa involved to other 3 murders pale Isili. So the mother of daughter, mother of the daughter, and the niece, 12-year-old niece. Adding on that, I was following the briefing kwa committee jana, parliament. This guy was involved in another murder in Ethiopia. Yeah, one of his wives. He had 3 wives in Ethiopia. Okay. And this guy served as a top police officer in Ethiopia, manze. So, our women safe?
They're not safe. But safety starts with you. So the guy is up to something. Maybe he's looking for lakini watu wako na nini bwana?
But everything is possible in Kenya. So nikuulize, how was this person able kwanza kupata ID ya Kenya, because alipatikana some of identity ya Kenya, yeye citizen wa Kenya, vitu kama hizo.
In Kenya everything is possible provided you have mula, man.
So another story that we have to talk about, nilikutumia, I don't know if you followed. So there's something we called Sinaloa cartel, kama uliona Queen of the South. So these guys wenye aliuza Sirona Hotel. Let me update you. There are these 3 guys wakauza Sirona Hotel. So Sirona Hotel is actually an hotel, but this guy waliuza na fake title deed, meaning they were not owning this hotel. Wakauzia somebody hajajulikana ni nani. Wakamuza 200 million. So by the time this guy was realizing that this title deed is fake, pesa alikuwa ametuma 200 million ilikuwa ishatumika, ikabaki 25 million. From 200 million to 25 million. So hii 25 million actually alijua after kufollow the case ya DCI. So DCI published the story, akasema, these people are involved with this fraud. So this guy noticing that, these 3 guys noticing that huyu jamaa ameanza kuwa serious with the case, waka-approach Nelson Navi, one of the prominent lawyers in Kenya. So wakam-approach, akasema, we want you to represent us in court.
The DCI or
no, the wezi wanataka kuwa represented kwa koti na Nelson Navi. Nelson Navi as a top notch lawyer akasema, prior to this you have to deposit 5 million to my account upfront payment. Alafu Nelson Navi that evening akaenda kapatana na his friend, akamwambia talk about the case. His friend akamwambia, mother, just do away with this case because it's dangerous. So Nelson Navi akaachana nayo. So Nelson Navi ofisi yake iko hapa Parklands. So asubuhi of the following week, Nelson Navi anaona Mercedes C200 hapo Parkland parked. The same Mercedes Benz ya those 3 guys were driving. Kwenda kuuliza the police officer in charge, akaambiwa those people waliuliwa. So who is this guy kwanza? Who is this guy? The guy mwenye ako this powerful, 1 week later ashaua these people. Because these people hawajajulikana. I think the DCI is trying to hide their identity. Unaelewa? Like the murder, kinajaribu kudrive at murders zimekuwa mingi Kenya, unaelewa? Because this guy, it must be government, of course, to commit such murders such a short period of time.
Very fast. Tracing them, accessing all the information.
So inamaanisha this Kenya, we are never safe. Another story.
Just be on the right side of the law.
Just be on the right side. Tafuta pesa yako legally.
Yes.
Na kama unatafuta maybe bia watu wengine,
acha kuoshaosha watu pale Roysambu.
wewe enda useme tu unafanya forex basi tutakukubali. So actually, so another story that I want us to talk about, I think it's the last story, is the story ya Mozambique. So Gen Zs wa Mozambique wameenda kwa street because apparently the president amekuwa elected in their country has been serving them for 38 years.
The same person was re-elected again presidency.
To the presidency. But other people involved in the election, kama tuseme European Watch na vitu kama hizo, they have evidence saying that huyu jamaa mwingine aliwin. Actually, he scooped like half plus.
The one who was competing against...
So, wanashangaa huyu jamaa amewin aje. Alafu Gen Zs wa Mozambique inspired by Kenya, wameingia street.
Wamesema lazima atoke by force.
Alafu another good thing about that ni the armies wanasherekea nao kwa street. Instead of army kuwafukuza venye sisi tulikuwa tunafanyiwa hapa wakati wa maandamano, unaona venye nilikuwa tortured, au wana celebrate nao, wanabambika.
Ni kama wamechoka nao watu.
Wamechoka nao. But kwani wetu pia wamechoka na wetu? Because I didn't see our army officers wakifanya anything bad.
Our army officers were more peaceful as compared to the Blue Boys.
The Blue Boys. Yes. Yeah, the Blue Boys walikuwa very bad.
They were very harsh, my friend.
So that has been our discussion on Kenyan Unfiltered, the first episode. And Jabir, do you have anything to add on?
I say it has been a very good week for me because I was vouching for actually we never talk about the US election, but
the US election, of course, Kamala ameshinda.
I was vouching for Donald Trump. I hope, Trump has been having a lot of good manifestos. I think he will put it into use or into practice. And we wish him all the best because the swearing, it is not like Kenya where you win the presidential election and you've been sworn in after maybe 20 or 15 days. So imagine Joe Biden is still in office and he will leave power next year, January.
Najua mimi all along I've been a ardent supporter for Trump. Actually, first of all, I like the person for being himself. Ni mtadanganyi.
He's a nonsensical man.
Atakwambia that thing without sugarcoating it. Akisema Africa, all you can do is have sex, while the whites, Americans, they make love. Ataisema hivyo. Akisema there's this state alisema is a floating cabbage. Anaisema hivyo. But our darling, the other one, that is Kamala Harris, bringing all the musicians, the influencers and everything. But I can lose. And another thing nil notice with US election, I don't know if it will happen in Kenya.
Let me ask you something before you continue. A man who is being supported by the richest man in the world, that is Elon Musk, and a man and a woman who's being backed by social media celebrities and Hollywood celebrities like Cardi B, Jay-Z, and the rest. Do you expect her to win or even to get into the White House?
That is US. Wacha tuongelee Kenya. So guys, that is has been Kenya Unfiltered first episode. We hope we'll get some more episodes. And you can follow us on our social media handles. So I go by the name Ademba Alans on TikTok, Ademba Alans on Instagram, and Ademba Alans on YouTube. I don't want to say Facebook, but Ademba Alans on Facebook also.
You can also follow me on Instagram at Jabir_Mohammed1 on all my social media platforms. And remember, this is the show where we give you things as they happen.
Unfiltered.
So
this is Kenya Unfiltered, where the Kenyan headlines come to life. Yeah.
Until next time.
Tupatane.